Good morning, guys. So today we're going to talk about this dress right here that we're making, that I'm working on. So when you make the decision that you want to be a dressmaker, um, I would say to learn. This is called a half scale mannequin, and a mannequin like this will cost you to like maybe like 100 or something. So, but what you will learn is the art of draping and different stuff like that. And then you won't waste a lot of fabric when you learn it and you practicing because you'll do it on a half scale mannequin. So this will be very good to start off, to start working on and different stuff like this. So I cut a little piece far as like a sweetheart. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the bottom of the dress. Remember I told you I'm remaking the wedding dress. Gino, come here. Stop that. Stop. Stop. Okay. Gino want to say hello. Okay, there you go. They know you here. You can sit down. You don't got to keep clacking and a clacking. Okay, have a seat, sir. So I'm going to focus more on the bottom, which is the A-line. We're going to do the A-line dress. So this is like the sweetheart top. So if you look at this, like if I would cut, this to fit, it'll be in a sweetheart like shape. So I just cut a piece of fabric and just cut it out like a sweetheart because I'm more or less focused on the bottom of the dress. So we're going to do an A-line dress with the side split, and we're going to do, if I have enough fabric right here left, we're going to do like the train in the back if I have enough fabric left, okay, to be able to achieve that. So on my dress mannequin, I have to turn the light down so I was getting a glare. There's princess seams, see? So anytime you have these mannequin, you have the princess seam. So I just cut a piece of fabric and just kind of got it like that because I just need the sweetheart top. We're focusing on the bottom of the skirt, the A-line. So if you make the decision that you want to be a dressmaker and you want to learn the art of draping and stuff like that, instead of draping and wasting a lot of material, you could start practicing on a half scale mannequin, and you don't have to use a whole lot of material. So with this piece of fabric right here, I actually had a seam in it because this was a skirt that I had. So I'm going to use that seam. So anytime you go to pinning, which way do I want it to go? I want you to go this way. I want you to go this way. Let's see, show this distance. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm looking for this princess seam. I'm going to use this same seam right here. I'm going to put a pin right here because this is where the split is going to be. And I already kind of got a stitch here in this fabric, so I'm just going to use that same little stitch. And then you line it up from, you find the side seam, the other side seam. And if we want to do draping, I'll kind of do it like that. Like if we want to do draping, I won't pin it direct, okay? I won't pin it direct. So therefore, if I wanted to do any pleating and draping, I would leave space so that I can do that. But we're not going to do draping on this one. So you would make it bigger if you wanted to do draping. And I'm cooking mashed potatoes, guys, so I kind of have to stop it and go back downstairs, and I don't want to overcook them. So I got about 10 minutes left. Okay. So I pin it there, and then we're going to pin it to the other side seam where the dress is connected. Okay. And I fold it down to the raw edge. Something's wrinkled. There we go. So fold it down to the raw edge. I'm going to pin it there, okay? Alexa, turn on the light.
Okay.
Alexa, turn the light to white.
Okay.
Give us more light because I'm getting a glare. So with this dress, is going to be a A-line dress. So meaning that I need this dress to lay flat like that, okay? So what I'm doing now is pinning my sides. Probably going to need more pins. And you follow these side seams. So your mannequin have all the markings where you'll know where the side seams and stuff is at. Okay? And you smooth it out. And when you cut it, you don't cut it right at the side seam. Because remember, you need a seam allowance to sew it together. And a lot of times you'll need darts when you're doing dresses. So, you know, all that'll be made on your pattern. See, this particular dress right here, this fabric has spandex in it, so you won't get a lot of the puckering because of the spandex is making it grip. But if this was a dress with no spandex, you would get that. Okay, so now, and I know my camera setup probably ain't the best. So now that I have this pinned on there, we'll get rid of all of this. And we don't cut it to be exact. And take your time. Okay, so we want it to lay. Okay, so we'll cut out that side seam and then we'll decide how long we want it. So I want it to kind of drop at the feet. Okay, so I'll start cutting, going around. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to cut this side off, okay? This side. And give yourself enough seam allowance so that when you sew it together, the dress won't be tight. So you don't cut it right at the side seam. See, I left some seam allowance. So okay. So when I go to put this together, let me take some more of this off this way. It's too much overlapping. Okay. All right. So I want this dress to have an opening in it. I want this dress to have an opening on it. See this side seam right here? So this is where I will open it back up at. Because we want to split for this dress to lay down. Alexa, stop the timer. Okay. So we'll have that split right there on the leg. And now we will focus on the back of the dress, okay? And remember I talked about like wanting a train. So I will use this same seam right here that I got, and I will line this up on the back of the dress and then find the back of the center seam. Let me put it right here. And you pin it. And if this was a non-scratch fabric, you'll put your darts in because, you know, it needs to contour to your body. So you'll need darts, okay? But this fabric, again, does not, you know, I put darts in it regardless, but it is a spandex fabric. So meaning that this fabric will actually expand to your body, but just to make it curve really good, I will put darts in, okay? So, and I'm nervous. Okay. So now we will have this fabric like this. So then we will pin down. I'm going to utilize these pins so we'll utilize the sides. And always give yourself enough seam allowance to connected together, and that is not, you know, the dress won't be too tight. Okay, you're gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna utilize these pins I got over here. So you're gonna connect these together, adding a seam allowance in to the dress. And this would be like the bottom of the dress I'm cutting for like that wedding dress. So this is the type of dress, that type of cut that it's gonna have. Okay. So all of this will come down and meet on the sides with this dress, okay? So I will cut off any excess. And I would never cut it to be exact because you need your side seams. Okay? And the same thing with this side. And cut the same, do the same thing. I'm trying to get better, y'all, to do demos. I'm working it out, trying to get better. I'm real nervous. I'm just showing y'all how these mannequins will come in handy. So if you notice, like, when I cut it, I always leave more. Because you don't want to ever just have it right at that seam, you know what I mean, where it's tight, okay? So then, so this will all be connected together. We'll sew all these pieces together. Right sides together. Oh, guys, an update. Our sons mediated for me and my sister, you know, for things to get better. And I just, you know, my nephew was like, Auntie, I don't want to hear the whole story. I was like, you have to hear the whole story, nephew, so you can get the facts. So I was like, I'm not venting in that way, but, you know, you gotta, you know, we gotta learn from our mistakes. So your mama gotta learn how to talk to people, how to treat people, and if she agree to something, you know, stick to her agreement, and just, you know, her delivery. It's not, you know, it's how you do stuff and how you talk to people. So, and I told him, I said, you know, so we, you know, she got to work on that. She definitely got to work on that. And so, you know, she apologized again. I told her I accept her apology, but just please don't handle me like that. Okay, so when all this is connected, right, and this the back of the train for like the wedding dress, and then you determine on how big you will want it, okay, and then you round it off. And this is the A-line dress, like what I would do for the wedding dress, kind of how the cut will be. And that would be, can y'all see that? That would be the back of the dress. You know, the A-line dress, that would be the back of it. And then you'll connect all your pieces together. I connect the side seams, and, you know, these seams, all my stuff would be connected, you know, together. But that would be the back of the wedding dress. with the train, and then it will have the, and don't worry guys, this is all like kind of pinned on here, but if I would cut it correct, like if you was draping directly off a mannequin, and it'll have the A-line, so meaning, ouch, okay, so it will have the front split in the front, okay, and the back will have the extending train going all the way down with the sweetheart with that leg out. So when I recut and do the dress, the one that I was telling y'all that I wanted to do, I cut it in a ballroom gown, but it's not supposed to be a ballroom gown. It's a A-line dress, so meaning that the front of this dress is going to lay flush when it's sewn correctly, okay, to lay down like this with the open split, okay, and then the back of the dress will have the long train for the dress. You cut it and round it off, and then you connect all of your pieces and seams together. And if this was a fabric that has no spandex, these two side seams will let you know your dart. A dart will go right here, a dart will go right there to contour around the butt. This is a spandex fabric, so it's laying flat. But if this was a stiff fabric, you would get bulging here, and you would do a dart. So sometimes darts would be between 3 and 4. And sometimes, honestly, if a woman don't have a butt at all, I've seen darts going to a 5. But like if you got a, you know, a hump of a buttocks, you can get 3 and 4. Like with no buttocks, you know, the darts will go bigger because you need it to contour, you know, to the back of the dress. And then this is your center line where your zipper will be. Your center line where your zipper will be. So if you ever be confused on where will my darts go and different stuff like that, and then like even when you do the breast darts, you know, like some fabric could take breast darts. So right over here at that seam is where you will go. Like a fabric need a breast dart, it goes like over here in the corner, depending on the size, and that'll make this contour to the bust. And then with these darts, how we talk about the front side seam, so this dress mannequin to show you where right here your side seams will go, where you put your seams, or if you're doing the dress, you put the darts from these princess seams going all the way down, and it'll contour. So you be seeing how them dresses contour to contour. A lot of time with spandex fabric, you don't have to do a lot of the darts. So this would be like the A-line dress that I'm going to remake on that wedding dress, and then I'm going to make the detachable. I'm going to make the detachable train. So meaning that with this, I could have this dress with the train on the back and the A-line. And then at the wedding, you could take off the overflowing, the big one that's going to go around this with tulle that's going to give it the, you know, the necessary fullness that it needs. So this dressmaking mannequin is on Amazon. These are called a half scale mannequin. So you can purchase and get these half scales, and they'll come. This one has, let me take it off and show you guys. This one has the 2 legs, and some of them is made with the dress. So, but if you're ready to start draping and you want to learn something and you want to practice, a lot of these videos that you see, they have the half scale mannequin. So y'all can start practicing on the half scale mannequin, kind of get an idea of what you're going to do without wasting a lot of your fabric, like when you want to practice. So let me show y'all how this mannequin looks. See, it has the 2 legs, and you'll see them when they have the skirt one. So this right here is a lifesaver because I'm learning new techniques and draping and stuff like that. So now instead of me wasting fabric and stuff like that, I could start to learn to do this stuff without, you know, wasting fabric. So y'all know I'm doing the draping. So you draping right off the mannequin. Of course, I wouldn't have the split in there when I'm doing the draping. So you just cut it in. So I'm learning. So y'all see doing the draping stuff. So yeah, these are real fun to have. So Amazon put in half scale mannequin. And yes, a lot of times they'll blow it up and you be thinking you're getting a big old mannequin. And when y'all see a lot of the dressmakers work online, they be using half scales mannequin to teach. So there you go, guys. I hope that helped. And that is going to be the A-line dress that I'm going to do for that when I redo the wedding dress. Alexa, turn off the light.
Okay.
So as always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope that I explained myself thoroughly enough because I am nervous. So I hope that I did a pretty good job. Thanks for watching. Toodles.